Welcome to my channel. In this video I will show you the global version, the original, brand new top, selling Purelor seabed product on Amazon and Aliexpress with discount price. As the science on climate change has progressed, we've come to realize that just decarbonizing the power sector itself is not enough. We also need to reduce emissions and decarbonize other industries. Other sources of emissions, says Jonathan Pierce, carbon dioxide storage team leader at the British Geological Survey. Although it's still the heart of the UK's fossil fuel industry, the North Sea may come to play an important part in the country's decarbonisation plans. In 2019, the Committee on Climate Change, a public body that advises the government, concluded that carbon capture and storage is a necessity, not an option, if the UK is going to achieve its legally binding goal of reaching net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. But carbon storage plans have had a rocky start, says Essen Sarin, a policy analyst at the Grantham Research Institute on Climate Change and the Environment at the London School of Economics. In 2011 and 2015, the government cancelled major carbon capture and storage projects, attracting criticism from those who say the UK has been slow to capitalize on its natural storage assets. That is starting to change. The government's pledge to hit net zero carbon emissions was a turning point for carbon capture, usage, and storage, says Sarin. The UK has set itself the target of capturing up to 30 million tons of carbon dioxide every year by 2030, with the first carbon capture clusters centering around industrial towns and cities in the northeast and northwest of England. There's now a real global competition for who's going to reap the industrial and economic benefits from the world effort to try and get to net zero emissions, Sarin says. All of that means the Crown Estate is now sitting on another valuable asset deep beneath the sea. The estate is responsible for granting the rights for carbon storage under the seabed around England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, as well as leases for pipelines that would transfer carbon dioxide to these underground stores, most of which are located in the North Sea. Storage licenses are approved by the North Sea Transition Authority, NSTA, a public body that regulates the oil, gas, and carbon storage industries in the North Sea. So far, the NTSA has granted 7 licenses for seabed carbon storage around England. One of those licenses, granted in 2013 to Shell, has expired, so there are now 6 active carbon storage licenses, covering 5 sites in the North Sea and 1 in the Irish Sea to the west of England. In September 2022, the NSTA closed bidding on the first public round of carbon storage licensing, after receiving bids from 19 companies for the 13 carbon storage sites offered up. But any company that wants to transport and store carbon under the sea will also need to purchase rights from the Crown Estate. So far, only one project holds an agreement for lease from the Crown Estate, a chunk of the North Sea being explored by a partnership between BP, Carbon Sentinel, and Equinor New Energy for its carbon storage potential. A major part of the wreckage of a Self-Defense Forces helicopter that went missing in early April was hauled from the seabed Tuesday by a salvage company. A 60JA helicopter disappeared with 10 members on board on April 6 in waters off Okinawa Prefecture. The operation brought the wreckage up from 106 meters below the surface, north of Arabu Island. To ascertain the cause of the incident, the Ground Self-Defense Force is examining the helicopter's flight recorder, as well as the section recovered, which is so extensively damaged as to be almost unrecognizable, a government source said. The ministry is continuing its search for 5 other people who were on board, as it prepares to salvage the wreckage and retrieve bodies. The A-60JA helicopter disappeared from radar screens near Miyakojima Island at 3:56 p.m. on April 6, about 10 minutes after it took off from the RSDF subbase on the island. Saturation divers were unable to reach the seabed due to a machinery malfunction on April 14. Search efforts were called off April 15 because high waves whipped up by strong winds made operations on the Chahaya unstable. The 10 people aboard the helicopter included senior officials of the GSDF's 8th Division, who had been recently assigned, among them Lieutenant Gen. Yuichi Sakamoto, head of the division. Disclaimers: these choices may be out of date. All of these products may not be in stores. We don't know when this will be back in stock. You need to go top Purelor Seabed 2023 review link to see the most recent updates to the list. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel.